talk with Jackie. We're more prepared. I've got the mic from my son. He generously gave it to me. So last time we spoke with me and Jackie, we talked about mindfulness, and Jackie was sharing and I was sharing some mindful exercises, and we talked about this topic for a while. And today, continuing talking about mind, Jackie is gonna share her knowledge about John Kappa's theory of mind. What is our conscious mind? Where is our willpower? How we can improve our life in a positive way? How can we get a little bit more control of our mind, of our monkey mind? And we're going to talk about hypnosis, how it helps, and what do we do as well.
Welcome, Tanya. It's so good to have you here and speak to you. So to continue with our mind as well, as she mentioned, mind, I believe, when we think about mind, your attention immediately goes to your brain, but the mind it's just not this. So your mind is also your thoughts, and is also your emotions, and is your energy as well, and is your physical body as well. All of this together is mind. And how is it functioning, and how is it affecting how is our body's relation with our mind? He gives an analogy of an iceberg. So when you look at an iceberg, you see only a small part of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg that is outside the water is generally smaller than actually what lies beneath the surface. Is the huge part of the iceberg. And this is similar to the model of our mind. So when we look at our conscious mind, right, our conscious mind is all the rational, logical thinking that we are doing every single day. So say, for example, when I wanted to do this video today, I thought in the morning, what time am I going to meet Tanya on Zoom? What am I going to be dressed like? What am I going to talk about? And how I need to arrange my day to make it to this point where I can get to being online right now like this. And all of this was my conscious thinking, was my logical thinking. So everything that your logical mind does, what you're going to wear, and how is the weather out there, whether it's too hot. If it's too hot, you're going to wear less clothes, and if it's cold, then you're going to have more layers. And all of this is done by a conscious mind. But all of this thinking is only 10 to 12% of your mind. So what is this huge under the surface iceberg part of it is your subconscious mind, which is 88 to 90% of your mind. There's a part of your subconscious mind which we also call unconscious mind, which takes care of all the systems in your body that is almost working automatically, right? So we have a digestive system, we have a respiratory system, and all of this is, we don't have to tell our respiratory system to do its work now. We don't have to tell ourselves to breathe every second, right? We don't have to tell our body to, okay, now start digesting, or okay, stop now, or give it a break. We don't do that, right? It's happening all on its own, almost automatically. So that is the unconscious mind, which has its own intelligence, which we call the energy of chi in yoga, and so on and so forth. But also the major function of your subconscious mind, which is the major part of your mind, is to store memories. So it stores all your memories right from the moment you're born up until now, even the memories from your mother's womb. Yes, that's right. When you were in your mother's womb, everything is stored in your subconscious mind as files, right? And it's only that the memories that was way back would be stored. So if you imagine like a table with drawers, your older memories would be right on the bottommost drawer, right behind, right? And your latest memory, which is past 1.5 years, which you almost remember, you have the memory of in your conscious mind that is pretty much on your desk. So as you go back in your life, you are basically taking out files from the lower drawers of the table, is the analogy I would like to give. But yes, everything is there. Everything that your soul has experienced across time and space. And I say even lives before this, which I call past lives, and yeah, and your mother's womb, every single thing, or even lives of your
DNA memories, right?
ancestors. Yes,
Oops.
even your ancestors' memory,
DNA memories,
your
as they
DNA
call it.
memory. Absolutely,
Yeah.
everything is stored in your subconscious mind. And there's also a part in your subconscious mind, which I have mentioned earlier, which is your primitive mind. And your primitive mind is basically your your mechanism, which works only on which is on fight or flight mechanism, right? So when you come across any sort of threat that your mind considers a threat, or a danger, um, there's a survival mechanism that kicks in, which is fight or flight. So there are only two ways in which you respond to a danger or a threat. Well, in the earlier times, when our ancestors were cavemen, the fight or flight mechanism used to be when there's a tiger in front of you. Well, in this time, a fight or flight mechanism kicks in when we have an examination tomorrow, or we have
Mhm.
a job interview tomorrow. So, say now the job interview and the examination has become tigers for us. But yes, the idea is that that's a survival mechanism. So every time you encounter stress, or you encounter anxiety, or you encounter any sort of small or big that your mind considers as threat, you work in this, your survival mechanism kicks in. And the only two fears that we almost, not almost, that all of us are born with, two common fears that all of us share, is the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. So this is also thanks to our ancestors who were cavemen. And this is two things that was embedded in their DNA, simply because that was the only way they could survive, right? They had to be very, very cautious about any noise coming in. And also they had to be very cautious about the fall. So this got literally stuck in our DNA, and it's common. It's two common fears that all of us share. So coming back to subconscious mind and the storing of files. So how is this storage of files, the storage of memory affecting us, right? So your first 7 years, first 4 to 7 now we say, as we have come into modern age, between the age of 4 and 7 or 8 is when your conscious mind starts to develop. So before the age of 4, you don't have logical reasoning. You're not logically, you're not thinking, and you're not analyzing, and there's no reasoning, which means everything before the age of 4, everything that you're observing, everything that you're seeing and feeling is naturally going down to your subconscious mind. Now, I've also mentioned that your subconscious mind is 6,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind, right? Everything that you observe, you feel. So, say, for example, I'll give you an example. So say when you're young, right? And you make associations to what you see and you observe and you learn, right? So when you're young and your favorite uncle is a smoker, right? He smokes, but he also makes you laugh, and he also brings in a lot of candies when he comes to visit you. So your association with smoking is very positive, so you have now associated the smell of the smoke, the look of the cigarette, all the senses that is to do with smoking in a very positive way, because it also brings in laughter and candy and all of it. And on the other hand, if your father is an alcoholic, but along with that alcohol, he causes a lot of pain to your mother, right? And you see your mother, in pain, or in unhappiness, then you have associated alcohol, you know, to pain, right? Which is negative. You've associated alcohol in a negative way. So now, as you're growing up, whatever your association has been in a positive or a negative way, they form you have perceptions about things, they form beliefs, they form feelings inside your subconscious mind, which then starts to act up 6,000 times more powerful. So when you grow up, this thing that you have believed in, you have felt very strongly, it almost overtakes your action because it's down there, right? So now suddenly smoking becomes nice. You feel, you enjoy it, you love it. It's because you have all these good association with it, right? There's another example as well. So say, for example, when I'm growing up, and I've seen my father working really hard to earn his bucks. Okay. So now in my mind, I have associated money with a lot of hard work. All right. And I have believed that money doesn't come easy. I have to work hard to earn this money. And when I grow up, I get myself a job, I'm working in a nice organization and all of it. But I feel that for some reason, I have to work really hard to earn my money, almost to an extent where if the money comes in easy, I just start to feel, no, something is wrong. It's coming in too easy. Or, it's just, it doesn't make sense. You start to unconsciously object money coming in easy because you don't believe that money can come easy simply because that is not what you have believed in your subconscious mind, right? So, so things like this. On the other hand, on when you have believed this, on the other hand, you could have a sibling or you could have a brother who has also seen your father working very hard, all right, and earning his bucks, but somehow has made a belief that come whatever may, I will never work hard to earn money. This is the belief maybe he stored when he was young. And when he grows up, he almost sees money coming in very easily. So what I'm trying to say over here is that and that is also the reason why sometimes two siblings, two brothers, or brother or sister, being in the same environment are completely different. It is all on how you have perceived things that has been in your environment that has formed your belief system and is now affecting you in a particular way. First time you're consciously doing something, your brain is forming neural pathways to your body, to your system. It is giving information. It is sending out information in the form of in the form of chemical. These are chemical reactions, and it is forming a neural pathway to your system, right? Once this neural pathway is formed over a period of time, it becomes an automatic system. So once this pathway is formed, it becomes an automatic system. After a period of time, you don't even have to consciously think for your body to react in a way. And that is why a lot of times, we just do things without thinking, which is just happening automatically, right? And that is when it has gone in your subconscious zone. And then the moment it has settled in your subconscious zone, it also starts to act up 6,000 times more powerful, right? And a lot of times, there's so many examples, when we are in habit of eating something, and we want to stop it, but so many times we've grabbed a chocolate. Say, for example, we're in habit of eating chocolates and we want to stop eating chocolates. But a lot of time we've just grabbed the chocolate and we've gobbled it down and have realized after that, oh my God, what have I done? I didn't want to eat it. But your system has already made those neural pathways, and we are in loop of that. That's why, and that's why it becomes difficult. So just to
Thank
bring
you.
an end to this, I would like to quote, I would like to reflect on Bruce Lipton's work, and what he says is that the only way to be able to deal with your mind, right, and to make positive changes to your subconscious mind, at least the beliefs and the associations that's not working out for you, is either by law of repetition. So law of repetition is when you constantly keep telling yourself repeatedly something, the change that you want to bring about, and you constantly repeat it to yourself over a period of time, that sinks into your subconscious mind. And the moment it sinks into your subconscious mind, it starts to then bring about new neural pathways that brings about that change habit, that change pattern that you want. Simple example would be, I just say I'm beautiful, and I keep repeating, and I look into the mirror and I keep repeating, oh, I'm beautiful, oh, I'm so beautiful. And then over a period of time, when I do that, after a month, I start to see that my skin's glowing and it's radiating, and I start to feel and look very good, right? That is when your mind has truly believed that you're beautiful. Now, there's a hack to it as well. If you don't want to wait for a long period of time to bring about these changes in your life, is then what we do in our work in hypnotherapy is that we access the subconscious mind, and we tweak, we fix what needs to be fixed. So almost if your subconscious mind is your software, and if your physical body is your hardware, then we just simply put in an antivirus over there, and then your hardware starts to work very easy and nice functioning. So yes, so this is
Thank
how
you,
the mind
Jackie.
works. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you. Beautiful explanation of the subconscious and conscious mind work. And yeah, I love this theory of mind, and very similar NLP has got, and other modalities. So thanks, Jackie. So yeah, that's what Einstein said as well, that we are run by the programs. So we all are live on the autopilot most of the time, and only around 10% of time we actually switch on our conscious mind. So from the morning, early morning, just until evening, we do only like 10% new things. Small part of our life, of our mind, is the conscious mind when we actually switched on completely, right? So we have all our beliefs and habits stored there. And to change it, we need to retrain ourselves. For example, if you didn't have a habit of reacting in a certain way on some certain things, like if you're too anxious, or if you get used to live in stress and you just simply, your subconscious mind doesn't have the experience of living calmly, or maybe your subconscious mind has this experience but so long far away that it's difficult for a conscious mind to run this program at the moment. That's what we do, and that's what hypnosis and meditation and different other techniques like law of repetition is going to help.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what is hypnosis at the end of the day? We're talking about it a lot today, and people are thinking, oh, that's some kind of a spell, or what if I get stuck there? Some people
yeah,
tell me, what if I get stuck there? And I say to them, when I read a book, or for example, you watched a horror movie and you really was scared, did you stuck in this scared condition? No, I went to the kitchen, I drank some tea or coffee, and I was fine. So
yeah.
that's what's happening actually with human beings, that hypnosis is not some artificial way. It's our normal state. We're getting in and out a few times a day without even thinking about it, without calling it trance or hypnosis. And it happens to us many times. For example, when you're driving, a road hypnosis, when you're driving somewhere and you miss your turn, and then you think, oh, what happened to me? I was thinking about something, I missed my turn. But you didn't stuck there, right? You just realized, oh my God, I missed my turn. So you can fix it easily. So we in the
I
hypnosis,
always, sorry,
this state.
I always say that we are actually living in trance. We are as individuals, we are living in trance, and the key is to be able to break that trance, right?
Yeah,
So we're just living, just doing things, and as if we are in a trance, and the idea
that's
is to be
true.
able to break it and come out of it.
That's
Yes.
true. And when you see the kids are playing any game, they're so much in trance. They do really feel the feeling. They feel the way they act. I mean, they can have a proper, like real emotions. It's the same when we're reading a book. So that's the hypnosis state. And also it's a very powerful state. It's time when you go to bed and just before you fall asleep, there's a few moments when you kind of daydreaming, so you see some visions and sometimes even little movies. And at that time our subconscious mind is so perceptive. In the times of trance, it's very perceptive. You might notice that some of the memories of your childhood, where you were very deep in the trance state, when you, I don't know, when something important was happening, like you say, your uncle was smoking, and at that time you were very receptive of the messages he was sending.
Mhm.
Or before you go to bed is the same thing. You're very, very suggestible. And at that time, many people, we call them warriors or worrisome, they draw the picture of I don't know, losing their job or failing on job interview, failing on the date or failing the exams. And they're actually relieving this, thinking, oh my God, tomorrow, oh, I'm so scared, I'm going to lose again. And then they're not surprised the next day that it happens and they say, oh, I knew it's going to happen like that.
Mhm.
And nothing is changing in their life until there is a realization, this moment like, actually, who am I? I am the movie I'm playing in my brain. So let me check and try and draw the different picture, the different movie. Just before exam or just before the date,
Mhm.
the night or even the day when you sit calmly in a relaxed state, and just draw the picture how wonderful you were performing, or how on exam or on a job interview, how spontaneous, how natural you were during the date, and the date went great.
Yeah.
So, and no wonder those people who think this way and who kind of daydream this way, they get the result, and they're also not surprised because it actually was created already in your mind. Like the phones we all have, at the beginning they all were created in the mind, and later on they were realized, and like they came to the real life.
Yeah.
So that was the basically takeaway right today, for those people who want to try, who want to not to try, who want to use these tools, use the natural state of hypnosis for their own benefit. um, and that's the secret of positive thinking, of affirmations and visualizations, and why it is working. Because everything we're thinking about is very much stored in our subconscious mind. And to be honest, for our subconscious mind, it doesn't matter if it's real or created. That's how we learn the language. We can sit and learn in the book, and then in the real life we can use it. So for our mind, our dialogue, internal dialogue, and the real dialogue with the real people is the same. As far as we relieved it, we can use this program. So let's program ourselves in the positive way, and let's program with the outcome we want, so we don't get carried away with the negative things in our life, thinking, oh, why is this always happening to me? So this kind of thinking, I hope and wish, is going to give you more power of your life, more control. And especially in this present situation, when people drawn to think, oh, the life is changing, this is uncertainty, this is anxiety, it's very easy to be drawn to this. But that's again your choice to look at the bright side and think, actually, maybe there will be more opportunities for me now in this changing world, because I am ready to change. I'm ready to experiment with my conscious and subconscious mind. Our future talks, and maybe we'll talk a little bit more about hypnosis next time, what we are doing, what tools we are using, and how we are helping people. And thanks, Jackie, again for
Thank you
our
very much.
wonderful.
I really enjoyed these talks. I'm very excited for our next one as well. And it was so lovely to speak to you. And I hope that the information that was provided was very, very informative. So thank you so much, Tanya. See you soon.
Thanks, Jackie. See you soon.